All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV, and we got some NBA topics to talk about. Damian Lillard will miss Game 5 versus the Lakers. We'll speak on that. Also, NBA TV ratings are down, but the Toronto Raptors and other NBA teams are thinking about boycotting the playoffs because of the situation that went down in Wisconsin. I think his name is Jacob Blake. Hopefully, I got that right. But hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. I'm not talking about those situations no more on none of my platforms. So, I mean, ain't nothing gonna change to begin with, right? People keep talking about it, keep protesting. They keep happening again. You know, my prayers go out to his family, but yeah, the Toronto Raptors, Fred VanVleet and Norman Powell are both talking about, you know, boycotting Game 1 versus the Boston Celtics because of what went on. My Detroit Lions also canceled practice to boycott what went on in Wisconsin as well. And if they feel that this is going to change something with police, how they look at, you know, minorities and specifically black people, then go ahead. But that's not going to change anything. You know, I thought that it would temper it down a little bit longer than it did, and we'll probably be having these conversations next summer in January. But obviously the protesting isn't helping. Obviously burning down buildings may not even be helping, depending on what happens in Minnesota. Obviously they protesting in front of the DA's house, and Breonna Taylor has still not got justice for being innocent. You know, so, you know, to me, you ain't doing nothing but taking money out your own pocket. That protest is not gonna do nothing unless you gonna leave the Orlando bubble and you gonna go eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and that's the only how gonna stop something. That's gonna make it stop. All right, these dudes wanna you know, sit here and not play basketball. Well, we'll talk about the ratings in a minute. That ain't the answer. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's going to be an answer if it's true ramifications for what they've done. And if you ain't willing to do ramifications, or you willing to be one of those people that protest, that pray on it, go ahead and do it. It's not going to change it to stop it from happening again and again. And people say, well, the protests helped for Rosa Parks. That was an anomaly, okay? Protests don't work. Silent, peaceful protests don't stop nothing. All right? It does not work in the 21st century. Praying on it does not work in the 21st century. Y'all still praying from Trayvon Martin, from Emmett Till to them girls that got burnt up in the church. It does not work. Only thing that works is an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But if the Toronto Raptors want to boycott, hey, go ahead and do what y'all do. That ain't going to help the cause. Unless y'all leave the bubble and go to minister pain and punishment, that's the only how that's going to help. You can't defeat hate with hate, I agree. And you can't defeat hate with love, neither. I don't care what nobody say. But the only way you can get even is by getting payback, like the great James Brown would say. But, you know, if they boycott the playoffs and other NBA teams boycott the playoffs, they didn't let your boys wear jerseys on your back. Y'all didn't protest with Black Lives Matter t-shirts. Y'all done kneeled and ain't nothing changed. Nothing. Let that sink in for a minute. Your protest does not work. Your silence, your kneel, your shirts do not work. It happened again. But if that's what they choose to do, that's what they choose to do. It's not going to hurt me. Okay, these playoffs have been subpar in my opinion. It's been a good game here and there, but it's been subpar. But I'm not mad at them. I'm not knocking anybody's freedom of speech and freedom of will. I kind of starting to see that people are starting to kind of not let corporate America and business America control their judgments. But that's on them, and that's my opinion. Some people may not like it, but that's as far as I'm speaking on that situation. Now, let's move on. The TV ratings are down 20%, and from the demographic from 18 years old to 49 years old, it is down a whopping 30%. They are averaging across the board, ABC, TNT, ESPN, 1.8 million viewership. That is horrible, but then again, when you think about it, it might just be like Tony the Tiger. Great! Because what's going on here is that most people are streaming it through apps and streaming it through their phones and through computers and through whatever it may be, APKs. So, to be honest, television is going to be down across the board because Nielsen does not have jurisdictions over streaming websites, streaming platforms, or streaming apps. So they can say 1.8 million, but really it's probably more like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 million people watching the NBA games. Just that now there's so many ways to watch it that Nielsen doesn't have jurisdiction over right now, that it is what it is. Now some people will point to, well, it's down from last year 20% across the board because of the protests and people don't want to watch the protests. The NBA has been in decline for many, many years now. Not because protests and because of the product is terrible. The referees are the star of basketball. And, you know, at the end of the day, the old people that used to love basketball in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s have moved away from basketball because it is a superstar-oriented league. Ever since Tim Donaghy pointed out that the league actually cheats, and you could tell all the free throws. The Portland Trailblazers in Game 2, Portland and the Lakers, they shot over 60 free throws, 62 to be exact. I believe it's the game where the Lakers shot 43 free throws and Portland shot 19. Nobody wants to see ticky-tack fouls. When you watch sports, you watch it for physicality and entertainment. When the referees are the star of the game, that's the problem right now. The NBA is soft, it's superstar and referee driven, and it's not organic, and that's their problem as far as viewership. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you mix politics with a place of employment, yes, that's going to have effect on viewership. You cannot please anybody. But all these innocent black men or black people, minorities being shot, you cannot please everybody. You can go out there and you can go for Trump. They're not going to be happy. You can go for Biden. They're not going to be happy. You can go for police injustice and police brutality. They're not going to be happy. You can go with it. They're not going to be happy. So at the end of the day, it's best that you never mix politics with the workplace employment at the workplace. In the workplace. It's very, very important. All you young guys that just graduated high school or just entering the workforce for the first time, keep your religious and your political views to yourself. And understand the union in states that still have the union of all politics, keep it to yourself. Because once you open up your mouth about what you believe in, the politics and the break room, place of employment, all it is going to create a divide. And the NBA and the NFL need to get rid of that. They need to get rid of the national anthem and all of that. Get rid of all of that. Lady, if you want to play the anthem and the Canadian anthem, lead them boys in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? And then as they come out the tunnel, you can announce them. But the NFL only does the national anthem because the military pays them to do so. So it's not from a good place from the National Football League. It's from a financial place. Me personally, they should just leave the guys in the locker room or just stop showing the national anthem before the game on TV. The media made the Kaepernick and Tim Tebow thing bigger than it had to be. You know, the media tries to make things bigger than it had to be. And 9 times out of 10, when they take something so small and make it so big, they trying to cover for other things and laws that's passing behind them. But to continue on, that's just my thing on. And I put the article in the link in the description about the NBA viewership. But yeah, Damian Lillard will not be playing Game 5. He has an MRI revealed his knee is bad. He hurt his knee the other night. So most people are going to say, oh, Dame copping out. Told you Dame wasn't that good, this, that, and the third. Name me other players that played in Portland that you replace him with that will be in a better position than Damian Lillard. None. You put Steph Curry in Portland, Steph Curry probably would never be an all-star. He'd be playing over there in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's guys like Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know what I'm saying? You know, nobody was going to be able to elevate Portland. They haven't won a championship since Bill Walton had 2 good knees. Okay? So people saying, oh, Dame overrated. I told y'all he was the 8th seed. His backcourt mate has fractures in his back. They're missing Trevor Ariza and Rodney Hood. They trouting out there Mario Hezonja. They lost Zach Collins. They got rid of Miles Leonard. He went to Miami. You know, you down to Melo, Gary Trent Jr., some undrafted rookie free agent, but nobody look at it like that. If LeBron go out there and lose AD or AD get fractures in his back, he not playing good, all the excuses in the world. When LeBron don't have help, oh, LeBron need more help. It's not enough help. When Damian Lillard don't have no help, oh, he a bum, he garbage. You put Steph Curry in Portland, you will never hurt. Steph Curry won't be no Chef Curry. Steph Curry will probably be Seth Curry in the league. And that's the guy on the truth. He just landed in a great position. It takes special players like Isaiah Thomas to exceed expectations in the place that it hasn't won before. Detroit hadn't won shit before Isaiah got there. Okay? Chicago hadn't won nothing before Michael Jordan got there. You know what I'm saying? It takes special players. I'm not saying that Dame is one of those special players. Portland probably never won none before Bill Walton got there. You know what I'm saying? Giannis. You know, you keep going on and on and on. Damian Lillard is probably not special like those guys, but a lot of these dudes that's winning and that's in the playoffs right now, they wouldn't be shit neither in those situations. Let's keep it real. You replace a lot of these dudes with Damian Lillard on their team, they would be nowhere. You know, people going and speaking down on Dame. Now, if Dame pulled the whole move and went to go join, I don't know, Giannis in Milwaukee, or him and Giannis met up in Miami somewhere, and they formed they formed Lillard, Giannis, and Jimmy Butler in Miami. You know what I'm saying? And they start ripping through the league and winning. Y'all gonna be like, oh, his bum ass had the team up, just like LeBron, just like Kevin. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, y'all gonna be looking at him like a basketball guy. You know what I'm saying? He's standing on his principles, you know, but he in a world full of weirdos. I feel like Damian Lillard. I'm still traditional. I still appreciate traditional values. I still appreciate heterosexual males and heterosexual females. I still appreciate rap that has lyricism and substance and all that stuff. I still appreciate that. Everybody, I still appreciate wearing clothes that's not too tight, and I still appreciate not wearing purses and still being presentable and dressing up and being traditional for funerals and stuff of that nature. But now, being traditional and standing on your morals is now seen as being lame, weird. It's backwards. Everything that was cool in the 90s and the early 2000s growing up is now deemed unacceptable and lame, and that's just the world we living in. And Dame is just a man with principles. But at the end of the day, I think he need to swallow his pride, team up with Giannis and Jimmy Butler in Miami, and show the league what he can become. Y'all gonna be seeing Damian Lillard, the greatest point guard of all time, because them dudes will run through the league and get multiple championships if he did what LeBron did. But that's just my humble opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests, whatever situation may be. Twitter's the fastest way, then IG, then Facebook, and then IG, then Facebook. Also got a Facebook group. You can check that out. All those links in the description. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. Cash App, CJ Good 313. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. We gone.